All right, we're going to do some joint circles this morning. Jay's going to join me because he just decided to join me. We're going to do a little warm up. All right, so we're going to start with the spine, arms out, and just a nice loose swing. Notice how my arms are loose and heavy. My bottom hand taps the kidney as my top hand taps my shoulder. And then as you move like this, now let's start to turn the head and look behind you. Bend your knees and turn your whole body so that you're twisting and working everything, just kind of warming up a nice loose stretch. Good. We're just getting our spine a little warmed up. Now, if you want to work on this routine or use this as a regular wake up into your mornings, you can do this as long as you want. You can slow it down. You can pick it up on the speed. It's whatever you're feeling like you need today. So let's do just a few more. Okay, so now arms still really relaxed. We're going to do a little side stretch. So we're going to exhale, let the arms swing in front of us, and then inhale, stretch up and overhead. Exhale and inhale, reach. Again, the pace is totally up to you, but what I want you to try to do is just let that arm be loose and heavy, and it just swings. No tension in the arm, and just let it come right overhead. Get a little side stretch, exhale, drop. Inhale overhead, exhale, let that arm drop and swing. These joint circles that we're doing come from a yoga lineage. So yoga means union, and one of the first things that you learn in yoga is to coordinate your breath with your movement. Let's move to the other side. Inhale up and exhale, swing. Nice and relaxed in the arm. So in yoga, you start with poses, moving and coordinating your breath with your movement, learning how to focus your breath along with your movement. It's the first step leading into concentration, which then leads into meditation. Good, just a few more. Make sure you're getting a nice long side stretch. Inhale as you reach up, exhale as you lower the arm. Good, last one. Okay, so now we're going to work our way up in our joints from our feet all the way up to our neck. So I'm going to go on one leg. I'm going to step back with my left leg. Now if you see, I come right to the top of my toes and I roll around the top of my toes all the way. So what this does is it incorporates my toes, the joints in my toes, and the joints in the bones in my feet, getting them all into this circle. And you can do this really quick and loosey-goosey, or you can do it nice and slow, getting that big range of motion in the foot. Good, let's go the other way. So circle it around the other way. Try to get some weight, or maybe you need to hold on to something while you do this joint circle. Again, trying to get it right onto the top of the foot, all the way around, get those toes into it. All right, let's set that foot down. Let's do that on the other side. So take the other leg back. Again, come right up onto the toes and come forward onto the top of the toes. Bend and flex those toes and that foot. Nice and loose. Both of my knees are bent, so I'm nice and loose, setting my weight into my opposite foot, working on my balance. If you feel a little unsteady doing this, try staring 6 to 8 feet to the floor in front of you. Good, let's circle the other way. If you're feeling steady enough, maybe you can stare straight ahead into the horizon. That's a little more challenging when we're working on our balance. And again, you can always just hold on to something. Good, make sure you get that full range of motion all the way around. Okay, so now we're going to do our knees. Knees are not ball and socket joints, so they're not really meant to do circles. If you have knee issues, all I want you to do here is bend and straighten the knees. But if you can, we can get a little bit of side circles. I put them outside for a reason. Sorry. Everybody in my house wants to let the dogs in.
Come on. Shut the other door, please.
So circles in the knees, hands are just resting above the knees, or you're just bending and straightening. If you are doing the circles, let's go the other way. So we've hit toes, we've hit ankles, and now we're doing knees. Now let's come up into our hips, hands on the hips. And what I want you to imagine is that there's a box surrounding you. You hit the front corner, the other front corner, the back corner, and then the other back corner. So front, front, back, back. That's the range of motion that we're looking for. Not a big upper body circle, but more just in the hips. Keep your knees bent. Go corner, corner, back, back. Good. Nice circle. Trying to feel in your body. Sometimes if you have some issues in your hips, maybe you need to pause somewhere, move around, check this out. Good, let's reverse the direction of that circle. Slight bend in the knees, feet are just about shoulder width apart, trying to hit the four corners of that box. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to work, again, the range of motion in the hip. We just did the hip circles. If you need to, you can hold on to something, but we're going to do an external rotation of the hip joint. So we're going to point that knee across and then open it up. Maybe you can do this balanced. Maybe you need to hold on to something. Good, just a few more. Externally opening that hip. Now let's reverse, so come inside. Now an internal rotation of the hip. And maybe this is down for you and it's just a very minimal movement, but we're still getting that opening and closing, that internal rotation in the hip. Good, last one. Let's move to the other leg. So first we're going to do our external opening, or opening of the hip, external rotation. Maybe you can do this without touching the floor and you just open and you just do a circle. Again, maybe you need to hold on to something to be balanced. It's not necessarily about as high as you can bring your hip, it's just that opening of the hip. Good, let's do the internal, so let's come to the inside. Good, just a few more. And last one. Okay, so we're working our way up. Now we're going to go to the shoulders. What I like to do for the shoulders is have everybody put their hands on your shoulders. If you can't do that, then you can just let your hands relax. So what we want to do is go up and back. So I go forward, up, and back. With your hands on, you use your elbows, but moving those elbows helps to let you see that you're moving your shoulders as well. Sometimes it takes doing this a little bit to get into your body and actually understand when you're moving that joint. And the shoulder is a ball and socket, so we do want to try to get that big circle, that big range of motion. Good, let's go the other way. So now forward. Elbows back, up, and around. And this is going to get into our shoulder joints. Nice big circles. Good, just a few more. All right, so now elbow circles. This is really easy. Just let your arm relax like you're stirring a pot. We'll get some work into that elbow. Circle the other way. All right, other arm. Circle one way. And the other way. All right, shake it out. So now for wrists. Let's bring our wrists out in front and just big circles. Again, you want to get that range of motion, so work on together, up, turn out. Big circles in the wrist. You might find in one you have a kink, maybe it clicks and it hurts when you try to go in that direction. Just take your time then and slow it down, work your way through it, and move into the circle. Good, let's go the other way. Try to get that big range of motion as much as you can. As we get older, that range of motion gets more and more limited, and then we need to work it. Another thing that you notice as you get older is the cracking and popping in the joints. Shake it out. And that's from a lack of synovial fluid. We increase the synovial fluid in our joints by doing things like joint circles. So now for the head, let's just look side to side. There's a misconception with the head that you want to do neck circles, but you actually don't. The neck is not a ball and socket joint. So we're just going to look side to side. And then let's just look up and down. Now, if you tend to have a stiff muscle in the side of your neck, the other thing you can do is you can take your ear, drop it down to your shoulder, and now from here, just nod. Yes, nod. And you'll feel that stretch in the neck. But this is an okay movement for the neck. You're not going to hurt anything doing this. Good. Drop the chin down to the chest. Look down. And then inhale, raise the head up. Let's do the other side. Ear to shoulder. Nod. Yes. Good. Now bring the chin down to your chest, look down, and then inhale, raise the head up. Okay, so now we're just going to do one more, and this is the undulation of the spine. This is called Sarpa. So we're going to start with our knees bent. We're going to bend forward, stick your butt out, and let your arms just hang. So the first step is to tuck the tailbone and then roll up the spine as you come out, and roll the shoulders back. Then you come back down. Fold forward, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, roll up and open the back. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, roll up the spine. As you get that movement, then you just start getting it a little quicker. Inhale as you fold forward, and then exhale as you roll up. Good, just a few more. Last one. All right, nice job, everybody. Namaste. Have fun with your joint circles.